Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Flying Ross here in City Skylines. Now this video is on the hydro power plant. Now I made a video on the hydro power plant before showing that you can actually kind of make tidal waves. You can make a lot of mistakes with it. You can flood out your city. You can kind of trick it to make a bigger dam. But a lot of people made comments and they were correct that I called it a tutorial, and it really wasn't a tutorial on how to build the hydroelectric dam or hydroelectric power plant. So absolutely correct. And so here is a detailed guide on step-by-step what you need to look for, where the placement should be, and what not to do. Because hydroelectric dams can be expensive to actually build, and also you need to make sure that you actually get in the amount of power that you need for the amount of upkeep that you're spending. Now it doesn't matter how big your the hydroelectric power plant is. You can come over here and I can show you that I can go from this shore to this shore. It says I'm going to make 288 megawatts, but it's going to cost me 520,000. Now it says 304. But nonetheless, even though this cost me 552,000 to build, this will only cost $3,200 upkeep. So it doesn't matter how big it is, the upkeep is the same. So things to keep in mind though when you're building. Now I can build a hydroelectric dam right here. And I can come across, and this says I'm going to make 320 megawatts production estimated. But if I put it here, it's actually, and I'm going to pause it right here just to show you. Now, I do have two different mods, full disclosure, unlimited money right now, just to show you this. And also, I have the 25 unlocked spaces. So maybe where I show you different dams does not necessarily mean that you'll be able to place them if you don't use the mod. Now, something to keep in note as well is that this nice little blue thing right here is where the inlets are. So this, like, in my opinion, and I don't necessarily know for a fact, but as you can see, there's the blue there, and then it kind of jets up. So it needs to be kind of right here at this lip is where the water needs to be to actually start producing power. Now, the water will rise until it actually fills up to about one of these notches over here, the left and right limits. Now, with that being said, you can draw a straight line back from here and kind of expect on your left and right limits that behind these two areas is going to get flooded. And thus, that means that this area and even over here will get flooded over time. So be careful of that. So we're going to destroy that for argument's sake. Now, something else to keep in mind is that you are going to be looking for arrows. A lot of people have said it on the forums. It's about the arrows. It is about the flow, but it doesn't need to be about the flow. Like I said, there's not a lot of arrows. I mean, they're not really close by. It's not a really fast flow, but if you put one up across here, it gets you 256 megawatts. It does cover a lot larger area. Now, this area over here is by a lake, and it looks like, hey, this would be a great area to put it. And we have, there's two things, in my opinion, that you should always be looking for. One is terrain height difference from the level of water, and then actually the shore. So we can see that we have a rocky cliff over here and a rocky cliff over here. So if we built one from left to right, then it would actually be pretty high, and then thus the water can build up behind it, and then water on this other side will drop, and then you will make more power. Now, but what will happen here, since it's a lake, we'll actually put it across. Now, this is 160 megawatts production, 176. But what will happen is because it's a lake, even though there is a flow right now, the flow will actually stop. And I know it's weird that the flow stops, but I mean, it does. It doesn't flow out of the lake anymore. So if we put it right here, I'll show you over time that this is going to actually just stop. And then now it's no longer going to be flowing, and also so thus it will not make any power. And this water level will not build up over time. I've tested this for over an hour. It doesn't ever make power because it's a lake, and I guess the physics or the computation is saying that there's no water being inputted into the system, so thus it cannot rise. Now, if you do something off the map, though, it does compute that there's always water coming in. Even if you can't see it, or you don't necessarily know where the source is. Now you can obviously see right here is a really fast rapids. Now we would probably on this map really like to put it right in here because of really fast rapids, good terrain height, Okay, now something that you have to look for is where it's actually going to flood. So if we go down here, we can see that on the right-hand side, there's really low-lying land. So if we put the dam right here, let's say, we'll pause the game real quick. If I put the dam right here, it says estimate 144. Now, oh, quick note, where you click is where the base of the dam will start. Okay, so as I click there, that's the base of the dam. So now we're at 112. If I click further up and go across, it's 128. Okay, if I click right here, that's where the base of the dam will start. Okay, so that says 96. If I start over here, again, base of the dam is over there, you can see. Okay, so I want it on this shore right here, and I want it to go to this shore right here. Okay, and push it up, but not too far, 112, right there, boom. Okay, this right here will block the water, but right here is low-lying land. This will flood down here, and then enter the city. Don't want that. Now, if you go further downstream, though, these rocky cliffs will hold back the water, and then also it will not back up so far to up here. Okay, so we will put it, for argument's sake, actually we'll make it, you can make it even right down here. Okay, so right down here gives me 112. Let's see, can we get somewhere else? 96, no. Come on, give me something pretty. Okay, maybe not. Let's see. I could get 176 right there. 176. Come on, we can get something good here. Hold on. Let's see. 80, 96. Okay, 96 actually might be our best bet here. So 96 there, or we can do right here. And as you can see, like I could click here and go across. It just says too steep. Okay, so right here, 144. Okay, 128. Okay, you just have to keep on kind of clicking, find out that nice little happy medium, happy spot. Okay, so 112. 112. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try right here. Just to kind of show you downstream a little bit. Okay, it says 96 right there. Okay, 96. Now, it says 96 estimated, but we don't want 96. We want like 240. Okay, the physics, yes, it goes crazy. It goes over your dam. It just always happens. As you can see, that water is running down. When we wait for that one to start producing power, you can see that the arrows have just stopped. It's flooded out this area a little bit. Now the flow is going this way, and you can see that it kind of goes around, and then it just kind of dissipates right here. And now there's no more arrows. So, yeah, not what you want, right? Because that would be really disappointing. Like, oh, I can put it right there. I can make a lot of power for really cheap. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. So, like I said, that was predicted at, what was it, 96? We're making 240 megawatts right now. So that's a pretty good amount of power, but you would want more. Everyone wants more because, again, this is only 3,200. It doesn't matter how big it is. It's always going to get 3,200. But 240 on this specific map is really good. So I'm going to stop there and on this map, and I'm going to go show you another map where oh gosh, me destroying that other dam just kind of went haywire, huh? But I'm going to show you on another map of where that you can place some dams and actually get really good powers or power production. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and this map is called Blackwoods, and I'm going to build a dam over here. I'm going to show you that it has really high cliffs, so we can hold back a lot of water. And also, if we go in here to our power plant, we can see that it has really good amount of arrows. So this is right on the edge of the map, which I think is a really good idea. If you can get these dams on the edge of the map, the better. So we want to find a really high area. So this area really looks high right there. Okay, so we can place the edge of the dam. That's the base of it. Go across 592. 592 is pretty good for a predictor. It might get higher than that. 592 there as well. 560, 576, 400, 592 again, and 400 now. Let's go back here. What's this? Okay, 576. Let's okay, 592. Okay, so 592 predictor. Now, the water can't get all the way up here because it's blocked by a rock, so we'll let that kind of speed up, and then I'll actually show you how much power it can make. Now, this is a really good map for power, is there's lots of water. Now, I'm going to show you some common, well, maybe not common mistakes, but, I mean, possible mistakes that you might make when making dams. Now, there's a lot of arrows and everything, but if you were to place a dam from this side to this side, even though this only shows 16 megawatts, what will happen is this water will just stop flowing this way, and then we'll find the easier way around and then go around, and thus you will get no power. Now, a prime example is down here. We have a really big gorge right down here. Gorge, yeah, sure. And what we can do right now is we could put a dam right across here, and this will, it says predictor 384. Predictor 384 is not too bad, you know. I mean, if I got predictor 384 on my other freaking map, I probably would have done it. 336, 460, 400, yeah, 400. Okay, so we'll place that right there. But I'm going to show you. I'm showing you this is because to actually show you guys that it's actually just going to stop the flow of water, and it's gonna flood some areas. Could possibly flood right here. This is a low-lying area, and more than likely will just come down this area. So you're saying, oh, well, Ross, why don't you just blockade both of them? Well, if I block both of them, this entire area will be all underwater. You'll effectively make a new river because the water wants to go somewhere. But this is really tempting. Is you can make it across right here. It says predictor of 1,600 megawatts. That can provide power for an entire city. It's twice as powerful. 1,600. How much does this produce? This is 640. Oh gosh, it's what, almost 3 times more powerful than the nuclear power plant. So you would need 3 nuclear power plants for the same price as 1 dam, and also you would be only spending $3,200 a week comparative to $24,000 a week for 3 nuclear power plants. So it's really tempting to do that, but that will not more than likely, it will absolutely 100% of the time flood everything behind it. So all the low-lying areas here, this entire starting area is low-lying area. It can even start flooding all the way over here. So don't do that. I know it's tempting, but don't. So time has accelerated a little bit here, and we are getting 352 out of this, and this will just continue to rise. It will go up and up and up. Now, what we really want is about anything over 340 is really good, is because now for your weekly expense of $3,200 per week compared to your output is actually, it was more cost effective than all the other power plants. So even putting one of these for that cost is more cost effective than the nuclear power plant, the solar plant, and then everything prior to it, more 100%, everything before. Now, the good thing about this is there's no noise pollution usually around here associated with it because, well, it's really going to be far away. It has noise pollution level 50 comparative to noise pollution. What's these? That's 75 per. That's 50. But this is so far away. I mean, you're not going to have any problems with noise pollution. But I mean, I don't know if noise pollution a lot of people worry about. But just if you are, I forget where the noise pollution is. But yeah. So up to 656, that's going to continue to rise, and that wasn't predicted. It was predicted at 500. So remember, it was predicted at 500, and now it's over 600. Don't ask me why this is flooding out. Don't understand necessarily the physics behind it, but yeah, it's flooding out. But nonetheless, and we'll go back here just to kind of prove to you that it's 100% stop the flow of water. We can look right here. The water used to flow down here, but now it's going back, okay? And where's these arrows pointing? They come back up, and then they go around, and then they go back out the easiest way. So even though you're like, okay, well, I can get some good power there, yeah, it's predicted, but it changes the flow of water. Look, we even have, like there's this little piece of water just sitting there by itself, and this water, yep. So it's not even letting water out because it needs to build up to here to actually start letting water out, but it's not. So I hope that kind of explains dams, what you're looking for. Remember, key things you're looking for is water flow, what direction it's actually flowing, and how many arrows. It is important. but the most important thing is the altitude or the height of your banks. How high are the banks that you can attach the dam to, and then also pay attention to low-lying areas. If you build a dam and it says 1600 megawatts, it is very, very how do you say, it's very tempting to do. Yeah, there we go, tempting. You want to do it. You want that 1600 megawatts. It's like, holy crap, 1600 megawatts. Look, this area is already flooding. This area is flooding just because that little dam is stopping. This one little dam is stopping the flow. This low-lying area is flooded just a little bit. And you can see that little water right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a proper tutorial on what you're looking for, building dams, how to build them, and how not to build them. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up button. I definitely do appreciate it. If you are going to put a thumbs down on it, I know I got a lot of thumbs down on my last video about the dams. Please put in the comments what you actually didn't like about it. I don't mind constructive criticism. Or like the guy that told me I was a fucking retard. Like, I'll respond to you. I read them all. But I did get a lot of people saying they wanted a proper tutorial. So I hope this fulfills what you guys are looking for. I really do appreciate you guys coming to the channel, all the new guys that have come from this game, and I hope that you enjoy my videos from today and in the future. As always, I'm the Flying Ross. I'll check you guys later.